The story begins with Wade Wilson, also known as Deadpool, discussing the acquisition of 20th Century Fox by Disney. As he rambles on, he is busy unearthing the grave of Logan. Famously known as Wolverine, Wade digs up Logan's metallic corpse and starts a conversation with him. As he laments over the situation, some agents of time suddenly surround him, in typical Deadpool fashion. Wade takes Logan's bones and uses them to attack those time agents, dancing to the sound of stabbing, dismembering them all. Afterward he puts on Wolverine's claws, explaining to the audience that all of this madness has an explanation. Then he uses Cable's time-traveling device to travel from his timeline, Earth 10005 to Earth 616, the sacred timeline. The scene shifts back in time to 2018, where we see Wade in an interview with Happy Hogan. Wade is astonished by the fact that Happy, who was once a driver, has now become the head of the Avengers. Despite the absurdity, Wade earnestly desires to join the Avengers. He has been part of the X-Force, so he knows how to work as part of a team, but everyone knows that he is not exactly a team player. While Wade jokes and mocks Happy, Happy informs him that he doesn't belong there, and suggests he should find his real place in the world. Then fast forward 6 years later, Wade's life has changed significantly. He has retired from being the masked mercenary known as Deadpool, and began to work as a used car salesman, leading to what one might call a normal life. He is still living with Blind Al, the blind old woman who has been his roommate, and he still hangs out with his mutant friends, trying to convince himself that he is happy and stable. However, deep down Wade despises his mundane life, which he reflects on as they celebrate his birthday. Suddenly Time Variance Authority knock on his door and kidnap him. When Wade wakes up, he finds himself in front of a mysterious figure named Mr. Paradox, who starts talking to him about time and concepts similar to those discussed in the Loki series. In reality, Paradox tells Wade that he is special, and has the potential to become an Avenger if he agrees to help them. Wade is promised the chance to become the hero he has always dreamed of, but it would require him to leave his current timeline. Naturally, Deadpool, always eager, accepts the offer with enthusiasm. He asks for a new suit, equipped with all the gadgets, feeling like a superstar. Paradox then reveals that Wade's timeline is deteriorating as a result of the death of Logan, who is revealed to be the timeline's anchor being. He informs Wade that he will travel to another universe where his mission is to prevent Logan's death, as Wolverine, who is in his own timeline, is in danger, and they want Wade to stop his death and save him. He warns Wade that if he fails to do so, his universe will be destroyed. However, if he succeeds, they will grant him his dream world, a perfect reality that he could only imagine. Essentially, Wade had no choice but to comply, so Wade steals Paradox's tempad to travel the multiverse, and find a variant of Logan to save his timeline. Wade wants to find Logan, but in truth he doesn't have a concrete plan. He was simply challenging TVA, intent on destroying them with Wolverine's claws. When Wade finishes his last task, he travels to another world, searching for the original Logan. But in every world he visits, he encounters a different version of Logan, each with various styles and sizes. No matter where he goes, he couldn't find the right one. Each time he travels, he gets stabbed by one of those alternate Logans. Finally, he finds the original Logan in a bar, drinking whiskey nonstop. Wade was prepared to kill him if Logan would refuse to accompany him. Logan keeps drinking until he eventually passes out, allowing Wade to take him to the Paradox. But when Paradox sees yet another version of Wolverine, he gets infuriated. It wasn't just because Wade had meddled with another timeline, but also because he attempted to replace the Logan from his world with the worst version of Wolverine imaginable. This makes Wade furious, and he demands to speak with the supervisor of the agents, but his insistence only annoys Paradox, who promptly sends him and Wolverine to a desolate barren world, a place known as the Void, where Wolverine fights with his claws, supposedly destroying Wade, and so Wade attacks him regardless. They engage in a fierce battle, stabbing and fighting to see who would succumb first. Yet neither of them truly harms the other. As the fight rage on, Wolverine gets the upper hand. But Wade stops him and proposes a truce. He tells Wolverine that they could change everything together, promising they could be the heroes they always dreamed of becoming. At that crucial moment, someone arrives and warns them that their pursuers are closing in. That person turns out to be Captain America. However, in a twist, it was actually the Human Torch, who was battling the villains. But then they are suddenly knocked down by adversaries. Classic bad mutants from Wolverine comic, often seen fighting his brother Sabretooth. In an instant Wolverine beheads Sabretooth, but they are quickly caught by a giant magnet that captures them. Amidst all the chaos, Johnny Storm tells them that they are in an abandoned world, where undesirable beings are exiled, forced to fight each other to escape. He explains that they have two choices: fight against this world or ally with its inhabitants. Then they get lead inside Mega Ant-Man, a massive Star Wars-type fortress where all the forgotten X-Men characters lived. Emerging from Ant-Man's skull was a mysterious figure in a wheelchair. Initially they think it was Charles Xavier, but it was actually his malevolent twin sister with the same psychic powers. Her name is Cassandra. She has finally captured Wolverine and ensnares Johnny. When Cassandra grows fond of them, she releases Deadpool and Wolverine, since Wade couldn't stop talking. He manages to convince Johnny to speak poorly of Cassandra, but in a sudden, unexpected move, Cassandra rips off Johnny's skin and kills him. Just then a fierce storm approaches, making Wade desperate. He begs Cassandra to let them go, warning that Wolverine would kill everyone otherwise, but she was confident that he wouldn't. There Cassandra reveals her agreement with the TVA to stay in the Void as a gang leader. She explains that TVA had sent her to this world before she could even walk. She considers this a blessing, because there she had developed her powers and took great pride in them, although she lacks Xavier's finesse. But she possesses more power. To prove her point, she delves into Wade's mind, making him believe things that Vanessa never actually said about him. This infuriates him further. Wade wanted to kill Cassandra, and Wolverine quickly attempts to stab her. However, she easily overpowers them at incredible speed, claiming she is invincible, and warns them that Alioth would destroy them all, which was a cloud-like matter-consuming entity. Desperate to escape, they take off in a rocket that carries them to the mountains, where Wolverine believes that they might find a way back to Paradox. Fortunately, they stumble upon an abandoned cafeteria while searching for food. There Wolverine drinks pure alcohol, which gives him a moment of peace, and Wade takes this opportunity to share his thoughts. He tells Wolverine that in his world Wolverine was a legend, and that he dreamed of becoming an Avenger just like him. Wade expresses his admiration, saying he would love to be like Logan. However, this version of Wolverine knew that there was no one in his world who encouraged him to do such things. As they continue walking, an odd-looking dog appears, dressed as Deadpool. Suddenly another character arrives, someone resembling Ryan Reynolds, but with long hair and a very kind personality. He has no mask, which makes Wade jealous. He introduces himself as Nice Spool. Even though Wade insults him, Nice Spool helps them and even manages to get them a car, so that they can travel to the Void's borderlands, to join the resistance against Nova and her forces. They travel through a forest, talking about life and friends, topics that Wolverine didn't care for. However, Wade tells him that if they want to fix their world, they need to save his world, as without Wolverine's help, all of his friends would die. Wade assures him that he can't do it alone, and prompts Wolverine that he could also be like the other versions of Logan who are a hero. This irritates Wolverine, and he responds by stabbing Wade. This confrontation leads to another fight, resulting in the destruction of the car. As they reach a stalemate, someone comes and takes them away. When they wake up, they find themselves in a bizarre cave. In this strange cave, they get greeted by some familiar faces, Elektra, Gambit, and the legendary Blade. After this nostalgic moment, they learn that these heroes were part of the Resistance. There was Logan's daughter Laura. They wanted to team up with Wade and Logan to fight Nova, but Logan refuses to cooperate. He didn't show much emotion when he sees Laura, but it seems she cares about him. Deadpool then tells the group that they need to return to Cassandra, because she has the ability to get them out of their predicament. This shocks the others, because they has escaped from her before. In the end, Deadpool convinces them to seek justice for all their fallen friends. But still Wolverine wasn't motivated to join them. However, he eventually relents after a conversation with Laura about his inability to save the X-Men in his universe. Meanwhile, TVA agents were actively searching for them, sending a mutant to finish off Wolverine. Wolverine and Deadpool eventually arrive at Cassandra's base. As Blade launches a bazooka, setting everything ablaze, an epic battle ensued. Gambit dazzles with his card tricks, and Elektra impresses everyone with her agile movements, buying Wade and Wolverine enough time to face Cassandra. Despite their efforts, she overpowers them and infiltrated Wolverine's mind, delving into memories he doesn't want to face. In those memories, he was fleeing the death of the X-Men, who had died because of him, turning him into a ruthless animal consumed by guilt. Cassandra tries to persuade him, offering her help, just as he was about to listen to her. Deadpool put on Juggernaut's helmet, that blocks Cassandra's powers, and makes her laugh psychopathically. They have no desire to kill her, but suddenly a mutant named Pyro, who is actually Paradox's sleeper agent assigned to kill her, shoots Cassandra, leaving them with no choice but to remove the helmet to save her. Wolverine wanted to save her for Charles Xavier's sake, which touches Cassandra deeply. In exchange, she uses a sling ring from a Doctor Strange variant to open a portal for the duo to travel to Wade's timeline, and so they jump through the portal, returning to their world. While Cassandra confronts the mutant who has shot her, she learns what the agents truly intend to do. Upon arriving on Earth 10005, Wade and Logan find that Paradox is using the Time Ripper, a device Paradox developed to mercy-kill timelines, and which he plans to use on Wade's timeline without permission from his superior. Cassandra quickly learns this from the executed Pyro, as she arrives through another portal and enters Paradox's mind. Paradox initially wanted to kill her, but now, Cassandra aims to use her powers to destroy all the universes. In the chaos, she launched Wade and Wolverine aside, taking Paradox with him. she takes control of the Time Ripper to destroy all timelines. As revenge for Paradox's betrayal, suddenly a multitude of Deadpools emerge from the portal, versions from all other universes, including a woman, a baby, and even a child as chaos unfolds. Wade was continuously shot at, so Wolverine gives himself the time he needed to prepare. He dons his mask and begins ripping off through the various Deadpools he encounters, but despite the gallons of blood spilled, everyone continued to regenerate, thanks to their shared healing abilities. However, fortunately Deadpool's best friend arrives just in time, stopping everyone and giving Wade and Wolverine a chance to escape. Meanwhile, Cassandra had reached the core, where she plans to send all the worlds to the void by absorbing their energy. But Logan and Wolverine arrives just in time. Paradox tells Wade and Logan that one can disrupt the power flow of the Time Ripper, only at the cost of their life. After that, Wade jumps in to destroy the machine, using his body as conductor. He struggles initially, unable to accomplish the task, until Wolverine appears and lends his assistance. Together they tap into the power of the core, absorbing its energy and recalling their pasts. Then after a while, in a massive explosion, everyone gets thrown back. This catches the attention of the leaders of the Paradox, causing widespread chaos. They initially wanted to blame Deadpool for the havoc, but they were shocked to see that he had survived, along with Logan. As a result of their actions, Paradox was arrested by Hunter B-15, and they received the good news that their worlds has been restored. Logan hopes for a change in his past, but B-15 tells him that his past is what makes him the anchor needed to save Wade's timeline, and there is no reason for further change. Logan chooses to retire and live a peaceful life. Before his departure, Wade takes Logan and Laura to meet his friends, embracing their newfound friendships and the bright future ahead. And with this, the movie comes to an end.